Today is Tuesday, 25th of August 2020, and we are going to read. Now, when the state of USSR disintegrated, so many of the countries, they were made independent, like Bosnia, and you can say Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, many of the countries, they were released. So they shifted from planned economics. Even Russia was also shifting from planned to free market economy or mixed economy. So what steps they had taken in order to achieve their goal of free market economy or a mixed economy? This is the main topic. Transition means it is a state or a time period when one economic system changes from another to another economic system. We say how much time is required by a country to switch over from one planned economic system towards free market or mixed economy. This is called a transition. Now, there are two approaches which could be adopted by the country if it is going to shift from one planned country to a free market. One is called shock therapy. Another is called gradual approach. In case of shock therapy, suddenly economic system is announced that we are going to have a free market economy. State will not be providing food, shelter and clothing to everyone. Rather, people should get them by themselves. The state is not taking any responsibility. So if suddenly everything is given to the private sector, there can be a shock to the economy. People will not be adjusted to this change suddenly. They need time in order to adjust themselves from a planned country towards a free market. Like their jobs will be finished from the public sector if country is moving from one planned country towards a free market. So how much time they will be able to get a new job in the private sector? How much time is required to have their own home? So these are the things which are going to have a shock into the economy if suddenly it is announced that now we are going to have a free market economy instead of planned economy. Now, what is the other approach? That is gradual approach. Gradual approach means we are gradually shifting from one economic system to another. All right. So gradually government is moving from planned country towards free market or mixed economy. So in that case, it is taking certain steps. And if those steps are followed gradually, so within 4 or 5 years, or you can say how much time is required to a country, that time will be taken in order to switch from one economic system to another. Okay, what are those steps which will be taken by the government or a country in order to switch from one economic system to another? First step is price liberalization. What is price liberalization? Price liberalization means we have price fixation in a planned country. Everything's price is set by the government. Like government is using maximum price and minimum prices for different markets. In case of sugar prices, they have been set below the equilibrium, and in case of the wages and in case of certain other things which are exportable, government is setting a minimum price in the market. So these price ceilings and whatever the prices are set by the government, they are removed. Like you see over here, this is demand and supply diagram. And if this is the maximum price of a certain product in a planned country, that no one can sell this product above this price. So it is causing the shortage of that. People were not able to get the product at this maximum price. There is a shortage until unless government is using a queuing method or government is setting a limit for each consumer to buy this quantity only, and he is not allowed to buy more quantity. So when price liberalization is announce, what happens, government is removing this maximum price setting. Price regulation is removed. So when price regulation is removed, then market will be determining what quantity is demanded and it is supplied by the sellers. Okay, then market equilibrium price will be operating in the economy for every product. So all types of price flooring, price ceilings, they are removed from the market, and prices are liberalized, that they will be determined by the market forces of demand and supply, not set by the government authorities. This is the first step government needs to take. Second step, which is going to be taken by the government, that is removal of subsidies. Removal of subsidies. What do we mean by that? When government is subsidizing everything, like this is a necessity, government is providing a subsidy, then supply curve was shifting rightward and it was reducing the price of the product. Like petroleum prices, they were subsidized, like food prices, they were also subsidized, and many of the necessities and merit goods, they are provided, previously they were provided by the state and they were also subsidized. Now government is gradually removing those subsidies. If government suddenly removes the subsidy, then price will be suddenly increasing for the consumers. So what government does, first of all, government removes the subsidy by 5%, then 10%, again 10%, then all the subsidy is gradually removed, and now consumers are again paying the equilibrium prices. Like I said, in case of subsidies, what happens? This is the demand curve. Now, this is a supply with subsidy. Consumers are paying this price, all right? This is the supply, sellers are receiving this price from the government. Consumers are paying this price, sellers are receiving an upper price. This is an equilibrium price. So what happens? Gradually this subsidy is removed, this supply shifting upward, and we have this price both for the consumer and producer. All right. So when subsidies are removed, again market forces are allowed what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Government is not doing anything in this case. All right. So the third step which will be taken by the government, that is called privatization. Like state-owned enterprises, they will be privatized. They will be sold to the private sector. Look, again, there are two steps. If government suddenly privatize all the things, it cannot be able to increase employment, rather unemployment will be increased. What government is doing? Government is privatizing state-owned enterprises. There are 2 or 3 types of state-owned enterprises. One is called small scale, SMEs, small and medium enterprises. Like if there are public schools, if there are small hospitals, small restaurants, and small, you can say, rest houses and houses. First of all, government is privatizing those smaller enterprises by the way of auction. Auction, you might be knowing, when government is asking the people of the private sector to make bidding for this type of small and medium enterprise. Like if there is a state-owned school, government says we are going to sell this school. By how much you are going to buy? So everyone in that place will be bidding. The highest bidder will be given that premises in order to run it effectively. Okay, so by auction method, government is selling it. Like government says we are going to sell it by 10 million or 20 million, and if another person is saying he is going to buy at 25 million, the government sells it to that person because he is the highest bidder of that building. Now he will be running it as a private sector enterprise rather than the public sector. What happens in case of state-owned enterprises? They are not showing us efficiency. They are always generating losses to the government, and government is always facing a budget deficit, and government is also paying these enterprises in order to cover these losses. Now once these are sold out, now private sector will be running them efficiently. It will be controlling the expenses, and what home for home to produce will be decided by the private producers rather than by the government. Now come towards the larger scale state enterprises, like we can say airlines, we can say steel mills, these are, or railway, these are the large scale enterprises. They cannot be suddenly privatized by the way of auction. What government does? Government is converting their assets into shares. Then those shares will be floated in the stock exchange market. Okay. Government is gradually selling the shares of large scale enterprises to the private sector. Suppose private sector is holding 20% of the shares of that enterprise, and the rest of 80% are still held by the state. So it is not totally privatized, it is, government is still having the main control. Once more than 50% of the shares, like 51% of the shares are in the hands of the private sector, private people are holding more than 50% of the shares, then that enterprise will have a CEO from the private sector rather than from the public sector. All right. So larger enterprises, they will be gradually privatized. Okay. So what government is doing by the privatization? Government is actually getting the finances for its budget deficit, because government is not having enough money from the taxation in order to improve the infrastructure of a country, hard infrastructure or soft infrastructure. By selling these state-owned enterprises, what happens? Whatever the money is received by this proceed, that will be used to improve the infrastructure in the country, like road network, like many other things. They will be constructed in order to assist the private sector to increase the private investment. Until unless we have a good infrastructure, then private sector will be investing in the country. So government is financing its budget deficit through privatization of its enterprises. Okay. And now government is making the regulatory authorities in order to look after these privatized enterprises, like whether they are working effectively or not. So regulatory authorities, they will be made by the government, like PEMRA, we see Pakistan Electronic Media Regulatory Authority. It is looking after the activities of all the television channels, and it is laying down the rules which are set by the state in order to run effectively. If any channel is going to violate those rules, then it is issuing a letter of cancellation of the license for that channel. It is banned. So now privatization is a money generating proceed by the government, by which government is selling its assets to the private sector, and by that money, now you can imagine, now the public sector is decreasing, and what is increasing? Private sector, because public sector is not having conducive environment to have profit maximization for the private sector. So when public sector is reduced, now it is having more profit motivated environment for the private sector. Okay, private sector is enlarging, and now many, previously state was providing employment, now private sector will be providing. We can say some of the jobs will be lost by the people, those who were previously state employed. Now private sector will be removing the unnecessary people from the organization in order to have more cost effectiveness. But keep it in mind, it is not always the case that the private sector is causing more unemployment. You can imagine when private sector is further investing, more employment opportunities will be created. State was having less employment opportunities. So when private sector is expanding, it is more environment friendly area or the market where private sector can easily grow. So then private sector will be increasing investment to create more employment opportunities. So if we are assuming that private sector, when state-owned enterprises, they are converted into private sector organizations, they are always causing unemployment. It is not the case. If private sector is further having expansion, more employment opportunities will be created. I can give you one example. PTV, Pakistan Television, that is a state-owned enterprise. Before deregulation of television authorities, what happens? PTV was only employment sector for television people. Okay, so state enterprise was having limited employment for the people. Although it is a state controlled, it is having many offices, many centers throughout the country. But once government has allowed the private sector to run their private channels. So how many channels nowadays are operating in our country? More than 100. So do you think public sector was giving more jobs through PTV? No. Private sector is having more jobs for electronic media people. Okay, so private sector has increased its investment. We are having so many television channels and they have created employment opportunities for the people. All right. So privatization is mainly, we think that state was providing us more jobs, but actually private sector along with its expansion, it is giving us more job opportunities. Okay, now the fourth step which will be taken by the government, that is what? Exchange rate reforms. Exchange rate reforms. Now everybody knows what do we mean by exchange rate, and international trade reforms. In a planned country, exchange rate is also kept fixed because it is a state planned exchange rate. It was operating a country's exchange rate at a fixed rate. So once we are shifting from planned country, now exchange rate will be converted into flexible exchange rate or free floating exchange. Now the value of foreign currency or its local currency, they will be determined in the international market by the market forces of demand and supply. All right. So government cannot keep the fixation of the exchange rate in case of a free market economy. It should be needing to free its exchange rate. And keep it in mind, planned country was not having international trade with other countries. It was not allowing other countries to sell the products in that planned country. So it was not opening the doors of international trade. So once it is converting into a free market or mixed economy, it is opening its international trade. Now its goods can be exported to other countries and other countries' goods can be delivered and sold to this country. So by having international linkages, they will have more economic growth, because we say international trade is an engine of economic growth. So when international trade is increasing by that country, more economic growth, more employment opportunities will be created, and people will be having more better living standard rather than in a planned country where state was saying you have to live in this house, you have to get food from my shop, you have to get the clothes from my shop, these are the subsidized, and your business can be snatched if you are increasing your income level above an average person in the society. So it is giving us more good living standard. One reform can other be made by the state, that is banking reforms. In case of, that is the fifth reform, where should I write over here? Fifth reform will be banking reforms. In case of a state-owned country, what happened? It was not having more conducive environment for the banking sector. It was having a planned banking system. State banks were operating. Now a central bank is managing and controlling the money supply in the country. Along with that, it is also allowing the private banks to operate to provide funding for the private sector investment. So banking reforms will also be made by the country in order to have more private sector investment and more banks, they are providing loans to the private sector. So we say when these 5 steps are taken gradually, gradual steps are taken, then they will be having a shifting of one economic system to another. Although it is also having the problems, we can't say it is problem-free economic system. It will have, like, a state-owned monopoly will be converted into private monopoly once it is privatized. Like railways privatized, it is state-owned monopoly now. So once it is privatized, it can be converted into private monopoly, and we can say the private producers can discriminate the consumers. They can sell the products at higher prices. Like nowadays we are facing a sugar crisis. The private sector sugar suppliers, they are selling it at a very high price, and if government is not taking an action, then prices will be further increasing. And who are discriminated? The consumers, the private buyers. So state was not doing like these things. Okay, so artificial shortages can be created by the private sector. Okay, there can be more income distribution which are more unequal in case of free market economy. More demerit goods could be produced by the free market economy. So whatever the demerits we had studied in a case of free market economy, they can emerge over here. But nowadays we see government is not removing all its role from the economy. Government is becoming as a regulatory body. Government is looking after the economic activities taking place in the country. So it is going to have more achievement of economic efficiency through regulation and taxation, and it is also trying to achieve equitable distribution of income. So we can say when an economy shifted from planned to a free market, it is no more a free market economy, it is rather a mixed economy due to the presence of the role of government in the economic activities. So this is how privatization and price liberalization, subsidies are removed, and many other steps will be taken by the government. Now a country will be showing us a change or transition from one economic system to another. So this is very important topic. Sometimes we see, you can see the diagram given on the page of your chapter under the topic of transition, that was given that a planned system is having a weaker financial system. When people were having less level of income earned, they were saving less. And when they were saving less, investment was also very less. All right. So financial system of a planned economic system was very weak. And once it is converted into a free market or mixed economy where private sector is playing major role in order to decide what home for home to produce, people income level will also be increasing. They will be able to save more, and investment opportunities will be further increasing. So a free market economy is having strong financial system because of enlarged private sector and banking reforms. All right. And public sector, like the marketing boards, they are removed from the system. Marketing boards, they are playing the role in order to set the prices of the basic necessities and in the planned country. So now we say financial system will become more stronger in case of free market rather than a planned economic system. Anyhow, these are the transition steps which should be taken by a country. Now you can say this is the topic given in our book. Cambridge exams, they give us a question like that. Discuss that how a free market economy can be converted into a planned economy. Okay. So once you are sitting in the exam, you will be thinking over there what steps should be taken. Again, we can reverse the steps like price liberalization. It will be reversed in the form of price regulations. Now state is regulating the prices. And the second step, we had taken removal of subsidies. Now state will be providing subsidies to the producers of the necessities and merit goods in order to make the life of people easier. All right, government will be providing food, shelter and clothing to everyone, and it is the responsibility of the state to provide employment opportunities to everyone. Okay, now privatization will be converted into nationalization. Now all the private sector enterprises, they will be nationalized. So smaller enterprises, larger enterprises, they will be nationalized. And banking firms, government will not be allowing too many banks in the country, and exchange rate will also be kept fixed, and no international trade will be taking place. So these steps will be reversed. You can convert a country from free market to a planned economy, or planned to free market economy. Keep it in mind, whatever is given in the book, that is not being asked by the Cambridge Examination Syndicate, but they ask the opposite of the things which are given in our syllabus or in our textbooks. So try to do practice of converting an economic system from one to another at home, and then you will be able to understand many other things. Thank you. That's all for today. I hope so you will be able to understand things, and by our next class we'll be doing the other topics, the rest of the topics of our this chapter. Thank you.